English podcast
for English learners.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Real English Conversation, where learning English is easy and fun. I am Jessica.
Hello, Jessica, and hello to everyone who is listening today. It is wonderful to be back here again.
It really is. How are you today, Adam?
I am doing great, thank you. How about you, Jessica?
I am doing well, too. Thank you for asking. And before we start, dear listeners, please take a moment to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Your support helps us create more episodes just for you.
Yes, please do that. It means a lot to us.
So, Adam, today we are talking about something that many English learners feel deep inside, but they rarely say it out loud.
Yes, absolutely. The feeling of being tired of learning English.
Exactly. That moment when you wake up and say, "Oh no, I have to study again."
Right. You open your book or your app and you feel like you have been learning forever, but you are still not fluent.
That is such a common feeling. I have seen so many learners lose motivation because they think they are not improving fast enough.
Yes, and they start to question themselves. They think, maybe I am not smart enough, or maybe English is just too hard for me.
But the truth is that feeling is normal. It is a part of the journey.
You are absolutely right. Every learner, no matter how talented, goes through this stage.
Let us talk about this feeling more deeply. Why do people get tired of learning English?
Good question. I think there are many reasons. First, English is everywhere. You hear it in movies, on the internet, in music, in advertisements. It never stops.
Yes, and sometimes that constant exposure can make your brain feel overloaded.
Right. You start to feel pressure. You think, everyone speaks English better than me, and that comparison makes you feel small.
And the more pressure you feel, the less you enjoy the process.
That is very true. When you stop enjoying something, it starts feeling like a heavy responsibility instead of an exciting goal.
You know, I once had a student named Lena. She used to study English for 3 hours every night after work. She was very dedicated, but one day she said, "Jessica, I am so tired. I cannot do this anymore."
Oh, that sounds familiar. What did you tell her?
I told her to take a break. I said, do not study English for a week. Watch your favorite movies, go for walks, meet your friends, and forget about English for a while.
That is beautiful advice, because sometimes rest is part of learning.
Yes, when she came back after a week, she said, "Jessica, I actually missed English."
That is such a sweet story. It shows that sometimes we just need to breathe.
Let us talk about one big reason people get tired: unrealistic expectations.
Yes, I see that all the time. Learners expect to speak fluently in 6 months.
Right. They think, if I study hard, I will sound like a native speaker by next summer.
But when that doesn't happen, disappointment sets in.
And disappointment slowly becomes frustration.
And then frustration turns into giving up.
Right. That is why it is so important to have realistic goals.
Yes, like focusing on small wins. For example, being able to order food confidently in English, or having a 5-minute conversation without panic.
Those small achievements matter. They build confidence step by step.
It's like climbing a mountain. You don't reach the top in one jump. You take one careful step at a time.
And each step should be celebrated.
Yes, Celebrate progress, not perfection.
Another reason people get tired is because they learn in a way that does not suit them.
Exactly. Some people are visual learners, some are auditory, and some learn by doing.
Yes, but many learners force themselves to follow a method that feels boring or unnatural.
Like memorizing long vocabulary lists without context.
Or reading grammar rules without using them in conversation.
Yes, that is like trying to learn how to swim by reading a book about swimming.
That is such a perfect example. You can know every theory about swimming, but until you get into the water, you will never learn to float.
Exactly. English is the same. You must use it. You must speak, listen, and interact.
Even if you make mistakes, that is fine. Mistakes are part of growth.
Yes. In fact, mistakes are proof that you are learning.
I wish more learners understood that.
Me too, because fear of mistakes is one of the biggest energy killers.
Another point, Adam, comparison.
Yes, comparing yourself with others can destroy your motivation.
You see someone speaking fluently online, and you start thinking, why am I not like that?
But you never see their full journey. You only see the result.
Exactly. You do not see the hours they practiced, the mistakes they made, or the times they felt lost.
And that comparison leads to shame.
Yes, and shame makes learning heavy.
I remember when I was learning Spanish, I used to compare myself with a friend who was much better. I felt so bad that I stopped speaking for a while.
Oh, really? What changed?
I realized that I was running my own race. My journey was mine alone.
That is so true. Everyone has a different pace, different challenges, and different time.
Yes, some people live in an English-speaking country. Some have English-speaking friends. Some do not.
Exactly. So comparison is unfair. The only person you should compare yourself with is your past self.
Beautifully said. If you are better than yesterday, you are doing great.
Another reason people get tired is that they forget to make learning fun.
Yes, English becomes just a subject instead of a part of life.
They read boring textbooks and repeat dry exercises again and again.
When learning feels like punishment, the brain resists it.
Right. The brain loves curiosity and excitement.
So the solution is to connect English with things you love.
Yes. If you love cooking, watch English recipes. If you love football, follow football interviews.
True. If you love stories, listen to podcasts or short stories in English.
That way, you are not just studying English, you are living it.
And when English becomes part of your daily joy, you never feel tired.
You know another reason? Sometimes learners feel tired because they cannot see their progress.
That is very true. They might be improving, but they do not notice it.
So true, because improvement in language is often silent and slow.
Yes, it is like growing hair. You do not see it growing every day, but after some time, you notice the change.
That is such a great comparison. So, learners should track their progress.
Yes, like recording themselves speaking once a month.
Or keeping a small English diary and reading old entries.
That is a wonderful idea. When they read their old writing, they will realize how much they have improved.
Yes, and that feeling gives them energy to keep going.
Motivation grows when you recognize progress.
Taking a break is not giving up. It is recharging.
Step away for a few days. Watch movies in your native language. Talk to your friends. Rest.
And when you return, try something new. Change your method.
Yes, maybe instead of reading grammar,
Start listening to conversations, like this one.
Or watch English YouTube videos with subtitles.
Or join a group chat and talk about topics you love.
Yes, the key is to bring freshness to your routine.
And remember, English is not a race. It is a journey.
A journey that is full of ups and downs.
But every step counts. Every word you learn today brings you closer to fluency.
That is right. So never let tiredness define your path. Let passion lead you forward. So Adam, now that we have talked about why people get tired of learning English, let us talk about how they can stay motivated.
That is a very good idea. Motivation is like fuel. Without it, you cannot keep the engine of learning running.
Exactly. The first thing is to set clear but small goals. For example, instead of saying, I want to be fluent, say, I will learn 10 new words this week.
Yes, small goals give small victories, and small victories build big confidence.
That is very true. And another thing, find a study partner or a community.
Oh, yes. Learning together makes everything easier. When you share your challenges and achievements with others, you feel less alone.
Right. And sometimes another learner can inspire you more than any teacher can.
That is true. You can also keep your English world colorful. Change your environment.
What do you mean by that?
For example, change the language of your phone to English. Label the things around your home. Listen to English music in the morning.
Ah, yes. Surround yourself with English, but in a natural way.
That way, learning becomes a lifestyle, not a task.
And you know what? Learners should also reward themselves.
That is a very good point.
If you complete your weekly goal, buy yourself a small treat. Celebrate your effort.
Because you deserve it. Learning a language is not easy. It takes courage, patience, and a lot of heart.
Absolutely. And sometimes you may feel that progress is slow, but remember that every time you listen, speak, read, or write, your brain is growing quietly.
Yes, the results may not be visible today, but they will appear when you least expect them.
That is so true. I think the most important advice is do not quit.
Yes, never quit. Take breaks, yes. Change methods, yes, but never stop completely.
Because the day you give up could be the day before your big breakthrough.
That is such a powerful thought, Jessica.
Thank you, Adam. And to all our listeners, if you are feeling tired, please remember this. You are not alone. Every learner has walked through the same valley of tiredness.
Yes, keep walking, keep believing. And one day, you will look back and say, it was all worth it.
Beautifully said.
Before we end, we want to thank everyone who listens to Real English Conversation.
Yes, your support and love keep us going. Please take a moment to like, comment, share, and subscribe. It helps us reach more learners like you.
And never forget, learning English is not just about words. It is about connecting hearts across the world.
Exactly. Keep learning, keep growing, and keep believing in yourself.
We will see you again in the next episode.
Goodbye, everyone. Stay motivated and stay kind to yourself.